Hello and welcome to this week's Weekend 101, where we bring you the latest SMH-worthy news. This week's Headline Act is brought to you by two University of Pretoria students. Earlier this week, reports of the students photographed in blackface caused quite a stir across the country, with Twitter divided between those against the students' actions and others saying it wasn't intentionally racist. The university residence has taken a definite position by expelling the two. The university itself is following due process before deciding on whether to expel the students entirely. However, it has said that it will not tolerate any form of discrimination or racism by its staff or students. A lot of Twitter users could not understand what the big fuss was about, saying, "It's just a joke." Other users were appalled that in 2014, some people still thought this was absolutely hilarious. Staying with local news, over the weekend claims surfaced that ANC intellectual heavyweight Dr. Pallo Jordan is not in fact a doctor. The Sunday Times report, which found that there was no record of Jordan ever having received a PhD, raised many questions, mainly about why this news came to light almost 3 decades later, and why Black South Africans have recently been subjected to these types of media reports. Either way, the former Arts and Culture Minister has not yet responded. Jordan made headlines, sure, but his news was not as earth-rattling as the earthquake that shook Mzansi up. On Tuesday, large parts of the country were a mess because of a bit of a tremor. Okay, maybe not a tremor, but a magnitude 5.5 quake. Yes, it was deep, and yes, we will rebuild. On to international news, namely the conflict in Gaza. The Department of Trade and Industry announced this week that it had no plans to impose trade restrictions on Israel. Speaking at a US business forum on Monday, Zuma reiterated, however, that South Africa was not happy with the continued violence in the area. But the National Coalition for Palestine called for a boycott of all Woolworths stores, which stocks Israeli products. Woolworths has responded saying it has no political affiliations and less than 0.1% of its stock comes from Israel. And that, folks, is all for Weekend 101.